The story of Relisha Rudd points at how a mother's carelessness and excessive trust of her child with strangers cost her a lot. Today the Mystery Files looks into the story of a 7-year-old child whose mother's trust and carelessness left her in the hands of a devastating situation that might have ended her life or maybe not. Relisha Rudd was born on October 29, 2005, in Washington, D.C. She was a bright, sweet child, but her early life was marred by hardship. In 2014, at just 8 years old, Relisha was living with her mother, Shamika Young, in the D.C. General Shelter, a facility known for housing the city's most vulnerable families. At the shelter, Relisha came into contact with a man named Khalil Tatum, a 51-year-old janitor. Tatum had a troubling past. He was a convicted felon with a criminal record for burglary, larceny, and breaking and entering. Despite this background, he was hired to work at the shelter by a contractor overseeing various city homeless programs. Tatum was known for his inappropriate behavior around the shelter residents, especially the young girls living in the shade. He seemed particularly interested in Relisha, showering her with gifts like a tablet and taking her to events like Disney on Ice. Over time, he built a relationship of trust with Shamika Young, convincing her to allow Relisha to spend nights away from the shelter, allegedly under the care of Tatum and his granddaughter. Then, in February 2014, Relisha suddenly stopped showing up at school. When the school reached out, they received a note, supposedly from her grandmother, stating that Relisha was ill and under the care of a Dr. Tatum. Then the school even attempted to contact this so-called doctor. When Tatum failed to appear for a scheduled meeting, a counselor grew suspicious and alerted the police. It had already been 30 days since Relisha was last seen in class. On March 19, the Metropolitan Police officially opened a missing persons investigation. Their search quickly uncovered disturbing facts. Surveillance footage showed Relisha with Tatum at a Holiday Inn Express in Northeast Washington, D.C., on February 26. Further footage captured them again on March 1, entering a room at a Days Inn along New York Avenue. That March 1 sighting was the last time Relisha was ever seen. The investigation took a darker turn when, on March 20, police discovered the body of Tatum's wife, Andrea Tatum, in a motel in Prince George's County, Maryland. She had been shot in the head. Surveillance video revealed that Khalil Tatum had entered the motel room with her the night before. Meanwhile, investigators learned that shortly after Relisha was last seen, Tatum had purchased a shovel, lime, and heavy-duty trash bags, grim indicators that he might have disposed of a body. On March 31, the search for Tatum ended when his body was found in a shed at Kenilworth Park and Aquatic Gardens. He had died by apparent suicide, using the same gun that killed his wife. But there was no sign of Relisha. Theories about what happened to Relisha abound. Many authorities believe that Tatum likely killed her shortly after their last sighting. Some early speculation suggested that Relisha might have been sold into a sex trafficking ring, possibly involving her own mother and stepfather, but investigators later ruled out this theory. Family members, particularly her stepfather Antonio Wheeler, have clung to hope that Relisha may still be alive since her body was never found. A more chilling theory proposed by law enforcement is that Tatum had been sexually exploiting Relisha, possibly even pimping her to other individuals. When his wife Andrea discovered his activities, he may have killed her, and then himself, to avoid facing the consequences. Another brief theory involved Ricky Sheridan Lyles Sr., Tatum's brother-in-law, as a possible suspect, but he was ultimately cleared. The heartbreaking reality remains. Relisha Rudd has been missing for over 11 years, and despite the efforts of investigators and advocates, the little girl who once charmed so many has yet to be found. Her case drew limited national media attention, a fact that many attribute to societal neglect of marginalized, impoverished Black children. Today, Relisha's story stands as a painful reminder of how the most vulnerable members of our society can too easily slip through the cracks, and how urgent it is that every missing child be searched for with relentless determination. In July 11, 2022, a team was on the lookout for her, and that team was headed by Derek Butler, a man who lost his sister Pamela Butler. But the search was to no avail, since the main suspect had committed suicide and also approving the fact that Tatum had a hand in Relisha's disappearance. A story of trust and carelessness led to the untimely end of a bright and well-favored child. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get more unsolved mystery cases that might get you thinking so hard.